We're live.
Please stand for the pledge. All meetings in order. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderwoman Quistamars. Here. Alderman Holliday.
Here.
Alderwoman Collins. Here. Alderman Carpenter.
Here.
Alderman Marticello.
Here.
Here.
Motion to adopt the
No,
agenda.
you gotta do public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So we're here to have a public hearing on the ordinance modifying section 1674G of the Amsterdam City Code, eliminating the requirement of contracting with off-duty police officers and the requirement for special permit for service of alcoholic beverages at parks and playgrounds, and eliminating the requirement for roped-off areas. So we'll declare that meeting now open. Anyone like to say anything, please approach the podium, state your name.
Good evening. My name is Mike Palmerino. I'm a detective with the City of Amsterdam Police Department. I've been employed by the police department since 2012. I'm the current vice president of the Amsterdam PBA. I'm also speaking on this meeting on behalf of our PBA board, our president, AJ Fiorillo, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight, but would love to be here. And I just want to bring some concerns that the union has in regards to this proposal. The Amsterdam Police Department would like to make the public aware that the mayor is proposing to remove police presence at Amsterdam Mohawks games at Shuttleworth Park, which is a city park. The proposal is expected to come before the council this evening for a vote. As an organization, the PBA, representing the members, some who are here behind me, who protect and serve this community, we have serious concerns with the change of this city code. Mohawks games regularly draw large crowds consisting of families, children, community members. Many games also involve the alcohol consumption on premises. Certain events, like fireworks nights, bring significant increased attendance as well as activity levels. Let me be perfectly clear when I say this. Police presence at these games is not simply ceremonial. It's not. Officers are there to respond quickly to emergencies, disturbances, medical incidents, traffic concerns, fights, intoxicated individuals, lost children, and any other unforeseen circumstances that could arise where there's a mass gathering of hundreds or even thousands of people within a city park. In the proposed city code modification, it states, and I quote, "The applicant must demonstrate that it has adequate security in place to aid with crowd control." Let me say that again. It states, and I quote, "The applicant must demonstrate that it has adequate security in place to aid with crowd control." What I ask the council tonight is, what is more adequate than a uniformed, on-duty city police officer in a city park? We fully support community events. We fully support the Amsterdam Mohawks and the wonderful things that the Mohawks bring to this city every single summer. We are not blind to that. However, we do believe that removing law enforcement presence, it creates an unnecessary risk for attendees, staff, players, and families just wanting to enjoy a baseball game. Public safety should never be an afterthought. We also find this proposal troubling in light of repeated statements claiming support for law enforcement and officers of the Amsterdam Police Department. Unfortunately, when issues directly impact our officers, impact public safety operations, impact our working conditions, or impact the PBA, the actions and positions taken by city leadership have too often reflected the opposite. The Amsterdam Police Department remains committed to advocating both for the safety of our officers as well as the community we so proudly serve every single day. We encourage members of the community to stay informed and make their voices heard. We also would ask that the Common Council carefully considers our concerns as this moves forward to a vote tonight. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak? Anyone from the council wish to say anything? I'd like to say something. There's no doubt in my mind that the PBA wants our city to be as safe as possible. And there shouldn't be any doubt in the mind of the PBA that this administration wants the very same thing. But I also feel it's naive to believe that addressing the priorities of public safety and addressing the demands of the PBA are necessarily one and the same, always one and the same. In at least in the last 6 years of our administration, Mr. Palmerino, our administration has made a conscious effort to achieve a productive balance between those two with our actions to introduce overtime at more city events. We are the administration that created more overtime at city events in response to the safety of your police force and the safety of our city. A better pay structure for recruits. We are the administration that increased the salary of first-time recruits and second and third year people. Permitting the authorization of hiring new officers when other officers were on liability. Before they didn't hire cops until those guys retired. We permitted that to happen. You talk about body cameras, you talk about security cameras, you talk about new police vehicles, you talk about new software. And my administration pledges to continue to do so. And there are times like right now with this issue that the PBA is going to present this as a life or death situation at the park. And as matters of urgent public safety when the facts don't support that. They don't support that. My job as mayor and your job as a council, guys, is to be able to tell the difference and make policy accordingly. We are giving the Mohawks, what happens on May 3rd, I find out about this proposal. On May 3rd, the season starts on May 28th. This is the first I'm hearing that we want to change things. We have an agreement with the Mohawks that says they pay for security. They pay for security inside the stadium. Okay, so the cost of what you want to do now and the cost of what they were paying last season and expecting to pay again this season is pretty significant. So the only change in code that I was suggesting and that this council unanimously agreed to introduce was to give them a choice. It's their money. That was a choice. And if everything that you say is true, then the Mohawks would be crazy not to pick you. But to give them a choice, why would you be against that?
I don't mean to, are you asking?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Well, like I just said in my short speech, there's no better public safety for anything in a city park than the city police department.
Right.
I want to be completely clear on something else. Yes, it is an increase in cost to the Mohawks, a private company, not a city company, a private entity. However, there's 37 people in our department. I'm 11th in seniority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I am on the top half of our department.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to take overtime for a Mohawks game, I'm making less money than I do how it currently stands.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the same for everyone in seniority below me. So I want to be, the narrative of we're asking for more money because we're padding our pockets is completely false. I understand that there's other costs that come with the increase in money that we're asking for the Mohawks. But again, this is an issue between the Mohawks in the city and where the money is going to come from to pay us, who I feel is the best security option for the Mohawks. We're not asking for more money from the Mohawks to pad our pockets. We're actually making
I'm not
less
saying that
money.
at all.
But what I am saying is that although it does cost the Mohawks more money to have us, we're their best option. Giving them an option to have private security as security in lieu of the police department, I feel is very foolish with the issues that have arisen in the parks in the past. This is a city park. It's our largest reoccurring gathering that we have in the city for the summer. It's a wonderful thing that the Mohawks bring into the city. We're not blind to that. Let's not ruin a good thing.
But why not give the Mohawks that choice?
Giving the Mohawks a choice is one thing, but completely repealing the
I'm
need
not
for a police
revealing
officer in the
anything. This is
park,
giving them that choice.
giving them a choice.
Yeah.
Yes, it's giving them a choice to not have the police
Correct.
in a city park where we want police. Where you said yourself, we want
Where you want
police.
safety, where you're saying incidents need to be addressed. And you're saying they aren't being addressed, they wouldn't be addressed by a private security firm.
I didn't say they wouldn't be.
Okay,
addressed.
then I'm not saying you did say that, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to get the idea that you're saying, don't give them this choice.
Our stance is the police department is the
Even though
best
May
option for
3rd,
security.
they were telling them,
And again, the council may not be aware of this. We are not reinventing the wheel. Every time a police officer works a Greater Amsterdam School District event, football,
you're there,
lacrosse, baseball, we're there
right,
and they pay our overtime.
they do.
We're not reinventing the wheel. All we're asking is that the Mohawks do the same exact thing that the Greater Amsterdam School District already does. That's all we're asking. And
We
Again,
have a
we're
contract
taking
with
home
them.
less
We
money.
have a contract with them that
Yes.
tells, that says they are required to do that.
Correct.
But they do not, that's what I'm saying. We have that contract, and you're changing the terms of that contract on them now by changing the payment method for
For the safety and the benefit of the city and for the
No,
department.
And I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying
Neither
you're
am I.
changing their contract.
Well, the contract the Mohawks have is with the city, it's not with the
That's
VFW.
right. That's
It's
right.
not with us.
That's right.
So this is an issue that the city and the Mohawks would need to address.
And which we're trying to
includes
do, which we're trying to do by giving them a choice, and you're against that. That's basically what you're telling them.
Yes, because their best option is
All
for
right,
the police
thank you.
department to be there as security.
If I may jump in for just a second. I too believe that having the Amsterdam Police Department there is the safest option. They're in uniform, they're trained on how to handle situations quickly. I would like to see a change in the ordinance to say that we have on-duty police officers. You cannot replace the professionalism and the security of our own police officers. When we have private security forces, keep in mind, they're hired security forces. They handle things differently. Taking people down makes everybody liable. I don't believe they could put handcuffs on people. And what's the end result? They have to call APD, and APD has to go up there anyway because they can't arrest anybody. If we change the charter to on-duty police officers, they're covered with what they need to be covered for their own personal security. And if there is any other incidences within the park itself, they're already there to respond to it quicker than calling up other officers to come up and handle a situation. A lot of times when we get these introductions and ordinances and stuff, we put them out there, and then in between meetings, we get together and we discuss a lot of the particulars, and we investigate what are the best options. And sometimes, like this, we change our perspective because we learn from each other and we learn from the public and how they feel. Mayor, this is in no way a disrespect to the mayor's office or anything that you want to do. It's I've had a lot of calls, especially today, from people within my district telling me that if we do this, they will stop going to city parks because they feel that they're unsafe. Last year, we had shootings in a park. This year.
2 years ago.
Okay, it doesn't matter if it's a year or 2 years ago, we've had instances. And I realize that you've done an amazing job to help protect those things.
You all have.
Okay,
You all have.
we've done a great job to install cameras and have better securities and everything. And I feel like this is a step backwards.
Mhm.
And
Did you talk to the other side, Chris?
Okay.
Did you talk to the Mohawks?
Mayor,
I'm just asking.
my
Did you talk to the Mohawks?
obligation is to the city, not the
Okay.
Mohawks. Although I respect Brian, I respect
I'm just
the Mohawks.
asking if you
They're a
did.
private business making
Okay,
a living on that. And, we
very good.
welcome you to discuss the
Anything
contract
else?
with them. But as far as this particular ordinance goes,
Okay, thank you.
I am a no.
I think,
Anyone else?
for me, this is something that predates all of us in that setting this system up of paying city employees cash and wearing uniforms at the games. Like, none of us invented this. It was something that everybody kind of inherited. And we've come to a point where we need to kind of right the ship on it. And so our choice is, do we no longer require police, or, yes or no? And when I look at it, we can look at it through the lens of the Mohawks, a group that we trust, who've been good to our city for years. But the problem is this needs to apply to everyone, and it has to apply to the people we don't trust and the people we don't think have our city's best intentions at heart. So when I look at it from that perspective of, well, what if this was somebody else at a different park? Would I be comfortable with this? No, I would want police there. And I think we need to keep it as is going forward, and we need to get it on the books so that everybody gets the same treatment. We have talked about ways that we can be supportive in this first year of the Mohawks, and we can do that, but I think we need to have our uniformed police officers being paid on the books with all the protections that come with that.
One other thing, Mayor, the Mohawks have a mechanism of raising money through alcohol. If they didn't serve alcohol, I don't think there'd be an issue here, but they do serve alcohol. And because they do that, they do reap a profit. And just like we do with our budget, we have to increase taxes to make things work, public safety. There's no reason why I don't think, and I know through the Mohawk organization, they have acquired a lot of money through different kind of grants for different programs. I mean, if they're gonna come to me and say, well, we can't guarantee safety because they don't have any money, to me, I find that's a problem. They are raising money, they are selling alcohol, and I would only think that if I was a member of the board, that they would want police presence, safety, kids. I mean, there's enough incidents in the city of Amsterdam that you can read about last night what happened, that you would want a police officer right there. And talking to a security individual, they can't do anything if a fight breaks out. They can't even restrain anybody. They can make a phone call and call the police. That's what they're gonna do. And what kind of safety, what kind of guarantee when you have little kids running around, like Officer Palmero said? You know, there's a lot of different issues here. Just the fact that there's a policeman there and they can drink doesn't give them a free rein to drink, get drunk, because they know when they leave that parking lot, there might be a DWI waiting for them. So just that kind of incident right there is worth any kind of money you want to spend. And there's probably people out there right now listening to say, I'll give them the money, if that's the issue. But if, as far as I'm concerned,
My only point is we have a contract with an organization, which we are now.
there's a lot of different,
Changing.
there's a lot of contract, there's a lot of
I'm
issues in
just
that
saying,
contract.
We have a
Mayor.
contract, this code would give them a choice that, and I'm just saying that this code would give them a choice. And I would think they would make the best choice possible.
Well,
And again, we've got Port Jackson Bocce Club, we've got,
listen,
we do. If you guys are gonna be consistent, be consistent. You got the golf course.
you want
Be
me,
consistent.
also
Yeah, but there's not-
we can exempt the golf.
that was
How
course.
can
brought,
you exempt
but that was brought up.
Because they're,
There's not children at the golf course, and not
There
only
are
kids.
children at the
Yeah,
golf
well,
course.
is there
I'm
as
just
many,
saying, if you're gonna be consistent.
is there as many
be
people at the
consistent.
golf course as there is at the Mohawk game? No, and they're
You got
playing golf.
downtown and Riverlink Park. You got.
Riverlink Park,
There's already-
they do
there's
have
already
police
officers there on a
presence.
Now,
When you have
Riverlink has
Riverfest,
its own
train
events.
when you have Riverfest, the policemen are there.
I'm
when
just
you
saying,
have-
you guys, I'm not trying to take
Okay.
away the APD from the Mohawks games
All right.
at all.
No, I'm
I'm
not
trying
thinking
to
either.
suggest that we give the Mohawks a choice. They are gonna have to pay for it.
I'm
And it's
ready.
their money, and everything that you're talking about with private security guards, I don't know if it's true what you're
it's
telling me.
absolutely
Jimmy.
true.
Huh?
Yes,
It's
it is.
true.
How do you know? Have you talked to them?
Yes, I
Yeah.
talked to other security officers in the last couple of days. That's between me and them.
Okay,
St.
but I'm
Mary's
just
Hospital,
saying,
St. Mary's Hospital security do not restrain patients, they call us.
Mr. Palmerino, I'm just saying, you're telling me things that I've heard exactly the opposite from other people
Well,
involved in this thing.
I do.
So when they've got a drunken disorderly person that assaulted somebody, what are they gonna do at the end of it? Are they
I don't
gonna call
know.
the
I'm not-
police?
I don't know.
But they have to
If
call the
they're gonna
police,
call
right?
the police. What
So
if
they're gonna have to
are they
call the
gonna-
police
is
and we're
one
gonna have to send
policeman not
police
gonna call the
officers.
police?
We're gonna have to send police officers up there.
You guys made your,
Okay.
you made your points. I'm just telling you my opinion. We are breaking a contract,
I'm ready to call the
violating
question.
a contract.
Well, we can renegotiate contracts. It's
I'm
not.
ready to call the question. I am. I just called the question.
Go ahead.
Is there any other
Let's move it.
discussion? Is there any
Ready
other?
to move it.
You have anything you wanna say?
No, I just
No,
called the
ready to move
question.
it.
That means we're in discussion.
Ready to move it.
Listen, if I may for a quick moment, we haven't closed the public hearing. Is there anyone else that wants to speak at the public hearing? So let's close the public hearing, please, at 5:48 PM. Alderman Marticello has called the question. Is there a last call for any other discussion? All right, let's call the roll,
No.
please.
Read the resolution, call the roll.
Ordinance E of 2026 to be known as Ordinance 5 of 2026 if adopted to be voted upon. An ordinance modifying section 167-4G of the Amsterdam City Code, eliminating the requirement of contracting with off-duty police officers as a requirement for a special permit for service of alcoholic beverages at parks and playgrounds, and eliminating requirement for roped-off area by Alderman Carpenter.
So moved. Any questions? Call the roll?
Alderman Carpenter.
No?
Alderman Marticello.
No.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
No.
Alderman Holliday.
No.
Alderwoman Collins.
Yes.
Okay, is there any other business? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Alderwoman Collins. Aye. Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Yay.